My name is Chris Thomas, and I represent the petitioner appellant, Ms. Haynes. This has been the most important case in my 27-year career. The issues matter so deeply and so much to real people, underrepresented people. Your decision on this case will affect them, their child, their niece, their grandchild. May it please the court. About 3 years ago, we received a telephone call from Legal. There was a client living right here in Rochester, a member of the LGBTQ community, and who wanted to establish legal rights to her daughter. So we took a look at the case and we met with Tomeka, and the story that she told us was so compelling that we felt compelled to take the case on.
Tomeka called our helpline over 2 years ago. She called from Rochester, and we recognized immediately the importance and impact of her case for the rights of LGBT families in New York State. We worked hard with our law firm leadership council to find a law firm, Nixon Peabody, with offices both in New York City and Rochester, and two phenomenal attorneys took Tomeka's case and litigated it both at the trial level and on appeal.
Legal has been absolutely instrumental in the advancement of LGBTQ legal rights in New York, and we knew that it was something that we wanted to be involved with and to assist with.
I'm Amani, and I start my gymnastics tomorrow.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
How excited? Amani's biological mother and I met in 2006. We had an intimate relationship for about 3 years. We broke up, and she ended up reuniting with an old friend who is now the biological father. He was married at the time, and so when she told him about the pregnancy, he denied, the baby being his, and was very aggressive. He wanted nothing to do with the child. She reached out to me in distress, not knowing what to do. At the time, I was living in a homeless shelter, and we made an agreement that we would raise the child together, co-parent. I got a job. I started tattooing on the side just to make any kind of money. I started, cutting grass and just doing all these things so I could get out of the shelter. And then I signed up for college, and I got a degree.
Tomeka was the one who took the biological mom to all of her doctor's appointments, took her to make sure that she was getting properly nourished, took her to all the Lamaze classes that they did together, to the hospital, cut the umbilical cord of the baby.
I was the first person to hold her before her mom.
Hey. Hey, you.
I taught her how to walk. I taught her how to ride a bike. Her first words, her first books, her first day of school.
Tomeka had been raising the child in her home as though the child was her own and the biological father was nowhere to be seen for the next 3 years.
When Amani was first court-ordered to spend time with her biological father that she did not know, had never met before, she was 2.5, 3 years old. And they forced us to give her to him. And he was a very hostile individual. So because of the things that she experienced while in his care, like erratic driving, yelling and screaming at her to shut up crying, he was very abusive to his wife in her presence and his other kids in her presence. She developed PTSD at a very young age. So when we went to talk to the doctors, they told us that she had developed separation anxiety and PTSD because of what the court had ordered. And so I signed her up for gymnastics because she couldn't do any therapy. She was too young. And he told her at 5 years old that he would break her legs if he found out that she was still going to the gymnastics with me. And so on the days that she had practice, he would go to the school and take her out of school so that I couldn't get her and take her to practice.
remember when Chris first came to me to work on this case, he asked me if I wanted to help him change the law in New York. I mean, there's so many LGBTQ individuals and families and relationships across New York. I've personally just been surprised at how hard it's been to get Tomeka's parental relationship recognized in the eyes of New York law.
Zach and I have done this completely pro bono. We have spent hundreds of hours working on the case.
Legal did everything they could to find someone to take this case on locally pro bono.
Our law firm has been very involved in advancing LGBTQ rights across the nation. And it's always done on a pro bono basis.
It's such an interesting time to really be involved and to really be part of a pro bono organization. The need has never been greater. You witness it firsthand working in the organization, just how many people there are out there that are looking for someone to turn to in a tumultuous time. So any law firms out there that are able to work with us and embrace the opportunity to handle high impact litigation for the community, we really embrace it and we really need it.
We're waiting for the decision, and we hope that this case will inspire other law firms to join the movement to help LGBT individuals across New York State.
Working on this case reminds me why I went to law school. This case has allowed me to get back to that human level of how laws can affect people.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who her parents are. The only thing that matters is that this child has a healthy, loving, and nurturing environment to grow up in.
Whether you have an adoptive relationship, whether you have a biological relationship, it's about the love. And if you have the love, then you have what it takes to be a parent. So.
My mom gave her her first name. Her middle name is my sister's middle name, and she has my last name.